We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become. I can remember the first time I watched Karate Kid, I begged my mother for nearly 6 months to just let me take karate, just let me do it. Finally, we found a school, Kim's Karate, that allowed me to join at my young age. And when I started that class, I was a white belt in the back of the class looking at everybody's butt. I made a commitment that I wanted to be a black belt as quickly as possible so that way I can get to the front of the class and no longer had to stare at everybody's backside. It's about committing consistently. See, the problem is we commit one time, but then we lack the ability to do it consistently. When times get hard, when things get confusing, when setbacks come our way, we have a tendency to step away from the item or step off of the gas. And it's at that exact moment that we need to get through what we're going through. Sometimes the thing that we need to realize is that there is a level of commitment and consistency to just showing up. You know, it's funny, a lot of times we use these passive phrases like, hey, just hang in there, not realizing how much pressure and how much strength and how much resilience it actually takes to just hang in there. If you don't believe me, find a pull-up bar and just hang there for 1 minute and see how you feel afterwards. See, just hanging in there takes a lot of commitment and consistency. And so sometimes our blessing is in just showing up. Consistently committing to what we promised ourselves, consistently committing to the vision and the goal that we have in mind. So the question today is not if you're persistent, because persistence will get you what you want, but if you're consistent, because consistency will help you keep everything that you desire. So the question to ask yourself is, do you understand what it takes to consistently commit? Commitment is something that you pledge, but consistency is something that forms, that's something that creates that bond, that adheres to what that commitment or that pledge is. So every day, you have to be willing to commit consistently. That means whatever obstacle you're facing, whatever hurdle, whatever thing comes to impede you, it is your job to stay committed to what you pledged. It's your job to stay consistent. You have to learn to consistently commit. Regardless of what happened the day before, regardless of what happened the month before, regardless of the obstacle that is trying to impede your way, you have to make the decision that you are committed, that what you pledged to yourself, that you are willing to adhere to it, that you are affixed, and that you will consistently move forward in that direction. That's the journey. That's the purpose. That is the goal. To consistently commit to what I said I was going to do, even when it looks like what I said I was going to do is virtually impossible. So needless to say, I committed, and consistently I practiced, I studied, and eventually I was able to gain my black belt. And I continued on from there, a 3rd degree black belt in martial arts and Taekwondo. But the point is that once I made my mind up, I had to then make sure my actions followed what my mind was set towards. I had to consistently commit. That means those times when I took my test and I didn't break the board on the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd try, I had to keep going. Because sometimes you just have to get through what you're going through. So my encouragement for you today is remember your commitment, your pledge, and then remember to be consistent. Adhere to it, affix to it. Don't let anything back you down or take it away from you. And when times get hard, remember that you are tougher than any tough time. So just keep going, keep moving forward, and keep persistent. After all, that's what it takes to be ferocious, right? So let's get after it. Let's continue to conquer change. This is Ferocious Friday. Let's go. Thank you for watching Ferocious Friday. There's 3 things that we ask of you. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.